안녕하세요. 반갑습니다. So, a lot of you were already waiting for the live class to begin even before I started the actual session started. I was like kind of tweaking things here and there before I pressed the live button or go live button. So, yeah, you saw the title in today's video title as well. Today's topic is Essential Korean Vocabulary About Learning. And 반갑습니다. Welcome. 어서 오세요. I might have to adjust a few little things here and there, including the video angle. But welcome. 어서 오세요. So the room is really hot right now. I have 4 lights kind of shining upon my face so that my face is well lit, the screen is well lit enough. The screen is hot, the lights are hot, and up until last week, I think we didn't have this problem of the room being really hot, but today for the first time, it's 4 p.m. 지금 오후 4시예요, 4시. 그리고 밖에도 날씨가 따뜻하고 조명도 많아서 정말 더워요. So, okay, yeah, please bear with me if I feel I look like I'm kind of melting here. So, 네. It is really hot. I wish I could show you how hot it is, but it won't really show in the video, right? I'm not saying that I'm a hot guy. So anyway, let me turn off the chat on my screen here. I'm going to be looking at the comments on my computer right here. Okay, so today's topic is Essential Korean Vocabulary About Learning. And first of all, I want to introduce how to say what I learned today in Korean. And the main reason that I want to introduce this before anything else is because we've seen many people sharing their progress when it comes to learning Korean. They have been posting videos and photos on Instagram and Twitter, and mainly the progress reports in the form of photos and videos are, I think, usually about what they learned that day. So what I learned today. So it would be nice for you to be able to say what I learned today in Korean and then share your note, right? So, okay, so let me introduce how to say what I learned today. Wow, it's really hot. 진짜 더워요. And Joash, yes. And Prapti, that's right. What you guys wrote is correct. Let me offer more information. So I have some other stuff that I typed up already. So 배우다, yes, the session is just starting. So welcome in everyone. So 배우다 is to learn. Okay, 배우다 is to learn. 배우다. And 배운 is the conjugated form for, or the modifier form for, to learn. And this is the that I learned. So this has been conjugated into the modifier form in the past tense. Okay, perfect. I think a lot of people already know how to say this. 배운. So 배우는 is that I learn. 배울 is that I will learn. Okay, please repeat after me. 배우다, 배우다. 배운, that I learned. 배우는, that I learn, like on a regular basis. 배울 is I will learn in the future. So 배운. So we're going to be using this. Okay, 배운. And then in order to say what I learned today, you say 오늘 배운. You use either of these two words, 배운 것 or 오늘 배운 내용. Okay? So 오늘 배운 내용, 오늘 배운 것. Great. Okay, so thank you, Iron Fist, for your super chat comment. Avengers stream, well, I will have to consider it again. I don't know, like I have my coworkers doing the live classes this week, so maybe we can make it just a portion of one of the sessions. I'm doing a live class again tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. So maybe I honestly don't know what to introduce, but I will try to incorporate it in the live classes. Okay, thank you for the super chat comment. So 오늘 배운 것, what I learned today, or 오늘 배운 내용, what I learned today. So you know you can safely use one of these expressions when you share your Korean learning experiences or Korean learning progress on your social media. What I learned today. Okay? So write this down, everyone. 오늘 배운 것. You didn't get the difference between 배우는 and 배운. Well, let me explain one more time. So we did this before in one of the previous live sessions, and we also have many lessons on the various tenses that you can use as modifiers. So 배우다, okay? You drop the 다 and just use the verb stem, which is 배우. And then when you put 는, it's conjugated into the modifier form, which means it's kind of like an adjective. You can put other nouns after that. 배우는 사람, somebody who learns. 배우는 과목, the school subject that you are learning. So it's in the present tense. 배운 is in the past tense. Okay, 배운. 배울 is in the future tense, and you see this real in many future tense sentences. And wannabe polyglot asked, what is 내용? I was going to actually introduce 내용. So 내용, these two phrases or expressions are two of the first things that I wanted to introduce, and 내용 is going to be very, very important in today's class, so please pay attention. But before we move on with the rest of the class, let me read some comments here on YouTube. So 안녕하세요, 하빈, you were the first person to arrive at the classroom, so thank you for being the first. 그리고 Prudence Khaled, Detective Mystery 38, Rodrigo, Jocelyn, 박지현, Apurva, 그리고 Ray, Film 42 TV, 안녕하세요, everyone. Thank you for joining me today. So today, if you're wondering why I am not tweeting this out, well, I figured out a way to tweet this link out before the live session began. So I did it already. All right, and good afternoon from Seoul, South Korea. Perfect, a lot of people tuning in from Russia. You're not late, we are just starting out. 좋아요. Okay, so let's talk about 내용 right now, and I will also mention these words that you can use, these 하다 verbs that you can use to talk about learning. And if there are other things that you want to say, you want to be able to say in Korean regarding learning, please let me know in the comments, and I will also introduce those expressions, okay? But mainly today, it's going to be about these two expressions and the 하다 verbs that I prepared. So you can see that I'm already kind of sweating. 벌써 땀이 나요. I'll type that. 땀이 나요. 벌써 땀이 조금 나요. Or 벌써 조금 땀이 나요. I'm sweating already, or I'm sweating a little already. 벌써 조금 땀이 나려고 해요. Already, I am about to sweat a little. 네, 지금 좀 더워요. Like I said earlier, if you're just joining, you can see that it's super hot here. Okay. All right. 피땀 눈물. Yeah, that's the song title, right? Hopefully there's no blood here, no tears, only sweat coming from me. All right, so yeah, let's talk about this. 내용. 내용, when you translate this into English, it means content or contents. So 내용. So I have to talk about this one as well. So content in Korean, as in online content or anything else, like anything content related in terms of the internet or learning content in Korean that's actually expressed through these two Konglish words. They're the same word with two different spelling methods, 콘텐츠 or 컨텐츠. The reason that we're saying content is because we are using the plural form of content. Like, so I think a couple of years ago, up until a couple of years ago, people were referring to YouTubers as YouTuber in Korean, YouTuber. But then a couple of years ago, people started also using, because not every content creator is on YouTube. This word, content creator, began being used. Okay, so content creator, and then people often just omit content. They just say creator. So content creator. So that content, that word content or content, this is the standard spelling. People often use content as well. So either way is fine. It'll be completely, perfectly understood really well by native speakers. So when you say contents or contents, it's usually online content like audio, video, blog posts, photos, and stuff like that. But content, it actually also is translated to 내용 in Korean in other contexts. Content, context, similar words. So when you see the phrase on a cup, it's not written here, but on a cup sleeve, contents hot, or caution, contents hot. That contents is never content or contents. That content or contents is written in Korean as 내용물. 물 here means material. 내용 is content or what is inside. So I gave you some background information about 내용. Okay, so let me recap it and then actually talk about how it is used. So what I'm doing right now is try to explain how to say what I learned today. And I'm saying that you can say 오늘 배운 것, the thing I learned today, or what I learned today, or 오늘 배운 내용. You know, these are the same in this context, but if you understand the word 내용 and if you can use this word very fluently, naturally, it's very good. So I am explaining a little further. First of all, 내용, if you look it up in a dictionary, you will see contents. But if you change this word to contents or contents, it only means online content like videos and audio recordings, okay? So when you're talking about contents in a cup, it's 내용물. So that was the information, a little bit of summarized information. But then what is 내용? 내용 is whenever you talk about what's in a story, what's in a book, what's in a movie, which is also a kind of story, a drama, which is also a kind of story, 내용. Okay, so 내용 is basically what's in a story. So you talk about a movie, 그 영화 진짜 재미있어. 그 영화 진짜 재미있어. A says 그 영화 진짜 재미있어. B says 아 그래? 무슨 내용이야? They're friends, they're the same age, so they're talking in 반말, casual language, without using 존댓말. 그 영화 진짜 재미있어. 아 그래? 무슨 내용이야? This is translated to? Yes, it is translated to what is it about? Yes, Angel No Care, you can of course change this to 재밌더라. I find the movie to be really a lot of fun, but I'm just keeping it simple here. So, 아 그래 무슨 내용이야? What is it about? What is it about is a natural translation of 무슨 내용이야. So, good question. When you are talking about a package, what's inside, just like what's inside a cup is usually described as 내용물, you can also call what's in a package when you receive a parcel, something delivered in the mail, you can say 내용물 about what's in the package. Okay? So 내용 is anything that's the content of a story, and the story can be in many forms, a book, a movie, or a drama. So for example, 이 드라마 왜 안 좋아해? Why do you not like this drama? 이 드라마 왜 안 좋아해? You can say 내용이 이상해. The story is strange. Okay? So 내용 is the story itself. What goes on. So because of that, a class, a story, movie, drama, a novel, anything, what's covered inside the actual session or the work of art is 내용. Even though what's in a package is 내용물, what's in a cup is usually 내용물. You don't say 내용 about this. So because of that, we're going back to 오늘 배운 내용. Okay? 오늘 배운 내용. If you're from Japan or China, you might understand 내용 really, really quickly, but because it's quite similar in those two languages. So, are you following me so far? Okay. Yeah. Examples of 내용물. 내용물이 뜨겁습니다. Yeah, contents hot. 내용물을 확인해 주세요. Please check the contents of the package. All right. Everybody's saying that you are following what I'm explaining so far. Makes me feel very happy because I was a little bit worried because I wanted to, at first I thought about just introducing 오늘 배운 것, but because this is much more natural than 오늘 배운 것, 오늘 배운 내용 is going to be popping up. Now that you know this expression, you know, I always tell you, 아는 만큼 보인다. You can only recognize or see as much as you know. You will see this word popping up here and there. So, 오늘 배운 것, 오늘 배운 내용. So, 내용, again, contents, but not any kind of content in a package, but usually the content of a story, and the story can be a book, movie, drama, or even a class. So, you can also even ask, 오늘 수업 내용이 뭐예요? What is today's class about? So whenever you see 내용 in English, it's often translated to what is it about? You know, the thing that this session, story, movie is about. So 내일 수업 내용이 뭐예요? You can ask the same thing, like what is the topic of tomorrow's class? 좋은 내용이었어요. Whatever it was, it can be a meeting or a business briefing, a TED Talk or documentary, a movie. You can say 좋은 내용이었어요. The content or the contents were good. The story was good. 내용 is used in a lot of topic questions. Yes. 오늘 수업 내용이 내용이에요. Yeah, that's a nice word play, nice pun. 오늘 수업 내용이 내용이에요. Also a little bit of a tongue twister. 오늘 수업 내용이 내용이에요. 오늘 수업 내용이 내용인데 아주 좋은 내용이에요. Okay. Oksana, I wonder how long it'll take for me to speak fluent Korean. Well, it will take some time, but don't worry. You don't have to go from 0 to perfectly fluent in 3 months or even 3 years. You just learn little by little, and then as long as you see yourself improving continuously, and certainly you will be happy about your progress. Okay, so Wannabe Polyglot also asked a really good question. So I'm just quoting here. I'm just copying everything. 이 선물 안에 무슨 내용물 있어요? So I would understand this sentence perfectly well, but because 내용물, just like you wouldn't say contents of a present to a friend of yours or to a family member, this is not a very casual, everyday conversation friendly word. So you just say 이 선물 안에 이 선물 안에 뭐가 들어있어요? 이 선물 안에 뭐가 들어있어요? Or 여기 뭐가 들어있어요? Or 여기 뭐 들어있어요? Would be much better. Alright? Perfect. So now that how to say what I learned today in Korean is out of the way, let me move over to the 하다 verbs that I wanted to introduce about learning. So it's really hot. This is the last time I'm going to say it's really hot in the room. Let me say it one more time. 진짜 더워요. We'll figure out a way. Maybe tomorrow morning it'll be fine because it'll be 7 a.m. 내일 아침은 7시, 오전 7시니까 괜찮을 것 같고 네, 다음 수업 때 목요일에는 에어컨을 켜놔야 될 것 같아요. I think I'll have to turn on the air conditioning for a little while. Yeah, I have water, but unfortunately, before every session, 수업할 때마다 수업하기 전에 I bring hot water to protect my throat, so I have hot water here. I want to turn on the air conditioning, but it's going to create some noise for you guys, so I'll be fine. Oh, how nice of Kyunghan to bring me some ice. Nice. Iced water. I hope it's safe to drink. 친절하신데요? Okay. Let's move over to the next segment in the class. 좋아요. 네, 얼음물 가져다 주셨어요. 얼음물. Because of this word, 얼음물, ice, water, Korean people are so used to just saying 얼음 plus 물 that whenever we say iced coffee or iced Americano, we don't think about the fact that in English it's iced, 얼음을 넣은 iced, so we just say ice coffee or ice Americano, because in Korean it's 얼음물, ice and water, the two nouns together, but in English you don't say iced coffee, you say iced coffee, 얼음을 넣은 커피. So yeah. Okay, so let's move on to 하다 verbs related to learning. So the first word you probably know, 공부하다. So 하다 verbs, if you are new to the notion of 하다 verbs, they are basically nouns that can be turned into verbs just by adding 하다 after them. So in Korean, there are so many 하다 verbs, and just by learning the 하다 verbs noun portion, you can turn it into a verb, and as long as you know the basic conjugation rules, you can just conjugate the verb and use the verb in sentences. So it's very, very efficient. So 공부하다, I'll just type 하다 here. 복습하다, 예습하다, 연습하다, etc. I can go on like that. But with 하다 verbs, a neat trick that you can use is you can put the object marker 공부를 하다 to emphasize. Like 공부하다, 공부해요, I study. And then somebody asks you, what do you do again? What are you doing again? Or on Sunday mornings, what do you do? 공부해요. And then they, are asking and asking. You can say 공부를 해요. Like none other than 공부, studying. So it's easy to make it a little more flexible by adding the object marker and then omitting the object marker and putting them together to form a verb again. Okay? 공부. So I will delete that for now. 공부. So let me explain the meanings of these words really quickly. 공부 is studying. 복습 is reviewing. 예습 is you study in advance. You prepare for a class. 예습. You know words like 예약, reservation. 예매, reservation of a ticket or buying something in advance. Okay, 예 is pre, so you're pre-studying, okay? And 연습 is practice. 자습 is studying on your own. 독학 is studying on your own. I will talk about the difference between these two words. I get this question a lot. How are 자습 and 독학 different if they both mean self-studying or studying on your own? And 필기 is another great 하다 verb or noun for being turned into a 하다 verb. 필기, taking notes. Perfect. Let's go back to 공부. So here's my assignment for you. Can you write one sentence using 공부? Write a sentence using 공부 in Korean. 공부. I will write a short dialogue for you. 공부하기 싫어. Angel. Patrick Lee. 공부하고 있는 우리. Oh, good phrase. Us who are studying. 오늘 공부 많이 했었어요. I studied a lot. 한국어 공부해요. I study Korean. So Sarah. 저는 열심히 공부해요. I study hard. 그리고 얄라이 폰타이. 지금 공부를 해요. 지금 공부하고 있어요. Mary Rose. 매일 한국어를 공부해요. Fermat the cat. 우리 한국어 열심히 공부하자. Amazing sentences. Awesome. So you guys know 공부 really well. So I don't think I have to explain any further about 공부. Okay. Here, let's move over to 복습. 복습 is reviewing. 오늘 배운 내용 복습하고 있어요. Let's break down this sentence together. I introduced 오늘 배운 내용. I actually wanted to introduce this phrase 오늘 배운 내용 because of the word 복습. 오늘 배운 내용 복습하고 있어요. I am reviewing what I learned today. Or we are reviewing what we learned today. Please repeat after me out loud. 오늘 배운 내용 복습하고 있어요. 오늘 배운 내용 복습하고 있어요. Ange Galindo, I think. 안녕하세요, 선생님. This is my first time on live lesson. Well, welcome to the live class. I hope this is not your last class. Okay, 오늘 배운 내용 복습하고 있어요. Great. And 복습, 예습, 복습. 예습 and 복습 are often used together. 예습, 복습, 열심히 하세요. 열심히 하세요. You already know what 열심히 하세요 means. Like 하세요 is do it, please do. 열심히 is diligently, working hard, diligently. So 예습, 복습. 예습 is you study in advance what you're going to learn. You take a look at the book before the class begins. 복습, you review after the actual session, after the actual class. 예습, 복습, 열심히 하세요. Because 예습 and 복습 are so short and they're easy and even fun to say, in Korean it's quite common to hear 예습 and 복습 together. Okay, so 예습, 복습, 열심히 하세요. Yeah, any other questions about 복습? All right, good. Rodrigo, can we use 배운 것 interchangeably? Yes. 오늘 배운 것 복습하고 있어요. You can say 오늘 배운 것 복습하고 있어요 too. If you were to decide which one is more formal, of course this is more formal, but 내용, since it's so commonly used in everyday conversations, it doesn't sound that formal anymore. So 오늘 배운 내용 복습하고 있어요. 오늘 배운 것 복습하고 있어요. Okay, so 먹기 전에 공부하고 싶어요. Dexter, good one. This is a good sentence in itself, but you need to add something before 먹기. Because in English, I eat, for example, I eat 3 times a day, or I usually eat alone, or I eat small amounts frequently. Whenever you say these phrases, the English verb eat does not have any following object, right? You just eat and you know exactly what you're eating, usually food, a snack or a meal. But in Korean, the verb 먹다 is usually not commonly used on its own. You have to have a noun that refers to what you're eating. So for example, you can say 밥 먹기 전에. So I know technically dictionaries say 밥 is rice, but it's not always rice. Even if you eat a sandwich, or even if you eat pasta or spaghetti or a burger, you can say 밥 if it's a meal, if it's a proper 식사, meal. Okay, 밥. So you can say 밥 먹기 전에 공부하고 싶어요. This is a much more natural sentence than say 먹기 전에. Okay? Practi, 저는 오늘까지 예습을 한 번도 안 한 것 같아요. Okay, let me type that for you. 저는 오늘까지 한 번도 예습을 안 한 것 같아요. I changed your sentence a little bit. Or you can say 저는 오늘까지 한 번도 예습을 해본 적이 없는 것 같아요. So 오늘까지, until today, 한 번도, not even once, 예습, studying in advance, pre-studying what you're going to learn, 안 한 것 같아요. I don't think I have done it. The same meaning here, 오늘까지 한 번도 해본 적이 있다, 없다. You have done something, you have not done something. 해본 적이 있다, 없다. 저는 오늘까지 한 번도 예습을 해본 적이 없는 것 같아요. Well, to be honest, in school, when I was attending school, I don't think I actually studied what I was going to learn in the class in advance that often, maybe 3 times in total when an exam was coming up. Okay, all right. 예습, 복습. 연습, as you know, practice, okay? Practice, 연습하다. 오늘도 한국어 연습할 거예요. Let me write one sentence for you like this. 오늘도 한국어 연습할 거예요. Korean language 연습할 거예요. I will practice Korean today as well. 오늘도. Today again, I will practice Korean. Okay? All right, good. Now, let's move over to this portion of the class. 자습 and 독학. So, both 자습 and 독학 mean self-study or studying on your own. Can you guess, if you don't attend school to learn Korean, if you don't learn Korean in a formal class, if you only study Korean with Talk to Me in Korean's lessons, our books, or any other resource that you find online, or just using dictionaries and stuff like that, which one is it? Do you call it 자습 or 독학? Can you guess? Yes, I see the correct answer here and there. Cool. Do you know why? Perfect. Yeah. The reason is 독 means alone. Okay? 학 means learning. Yes, where did I see the word 독립? Yeah, 독립 is independence. So just like that 독 means alone, independently. So if you're not learning in a school, if you're not going to a class, a formal class in a classroom, traditional classroom to take classes, you do 독학. So 독학하고 있어요. 독학으로 배우고 있어요. Very good sentences for you guys when you want to talk about learning Korean on social media or in a conversation. 독학하고 있어요. I am self-studying. Okay? 독학으로 배우고 있어요. I am learning through self-study. Okay? 독학하고 있어요. 독학으로 배우고 있어요. Please repeat after me. 독학하고 있어요. 독학으로 배우고 있어요. Yeah, Shadow Knight 82. 저는 인터넷으로 독학하고 있어요. I am learning on my own through the internet. Good. Lee P asked, 자습은 수업 전에 예습하는 거 아니에요? Well, yes and no. 자습 is self-study, studying on your own. The same translation applies to 자습 too, but 자습 is part of your formal class hours, usually. So you are in your classroom, sitting in your classroom. There's no class given to you, but you're supposed to be here, spend time during the class hours, and nobody's teaching you, but you are studying. You have to study. That's 자습. But when you are not in a formal, traditional classroom, but studying on your own, that's 독학. So if you're learning something as a hobby, like programming, you can say 프로그래밍을 독학으로 배웠어요. Or app development, 앱 개발을 독학으로 배웠어요. 앱 개발을 독학으로 배웠어요. 프로그래밍을 독학으로 배웠어요. Is there anything that you guys learned on your own other than the Korean language? I would love to know. 독학으로 배운 거 뭐 있어요? 독학으로 배운 거 있으면 알려주세요. 코멘트에 써주세요. Verona. All of my college classes are online now. What do you call that? Great question. Here are some other phrases that I want to introduce, but I will answer your question first. All of my college classes are online now. You can say 지금 대학 수업이 전부 온라인으로 진행되고. There are many ways to say this, but it's just one way to say it. 지금 대학 수업은 전부 온라인으로 하고 있어요. Okay, so let me explain. 지금, now, 지금. Read everything with me, please. 지금 대학 is university. 대학 수업. College class. The subject. 전부, all of it, completely. 전부. 온라인으로, through online or through the internet, online. 진행하다 is to carry out. 진행되다 is to be carried out. 진 means to go, 행 means to go, so it moves on forward. So 진행되고, it is being carried out right now. 있어요, 고 있어요. It's the present progressive. 지금 대학 수업이 전부 온라인으로 진행되고 있어요. 지금 대학 수업은 the same meaning, but I tweaked the sentence a little bit. 수업은 전부 온라인으로 하고 있어요. The subject is missing here. As for the college classes, all of them 온라인으로 하고 있어요. Who's doing them? The college, the faculty. They are doing the classes online. In Korea, it's the same. So all the kids are staying at home. The schools haven't started. Although the situation in Korea is getting better and better every day, people are out and about. They're moving, freely, but the government is trying to contain the virus even further by not having the kids go to school altogether yet. So only the third year, the senior students in middle school and the senior students in high school students are taking online classes. So they're calling it 온라인 개학. 온라인 개학. 개학 is, the beginning of your school semester. So 온라인 개학. I was walking past a school the other day in my neighborhood, and there was a little like a big banner actually, across the front gate of the school. It was a middle school. They were parodying a popular Korean TV show, 어서와 한국은 처음이지. Welcome, it must be your first time in Korea. That they tweaked it to 어서와 온라인 개학은 처음이지. Welcome, it must be your first time doing an online start of or return to school. So 온라인 개학, 온라인 수업. What is the difference between 전부 and 다? They mean the same thing. 전부 is more formal. Okay? And 지금은, so if you want to say I am taking my college classes online from home, you can say 지금 or these days, 요즘 대학 수업을 온라인으로 집에서 듣고 있어요. Something that a lot of people find interesting, 듣다, to listen, but it also means to take a lesson or class, 수업을 집에서 듣고 있어요. It doesn't mean you're listening only, you're watching it too, but taking a class is 수업을 듣다. Okay? 요즘 대학 수업을 온라인으로 집에서 듣고 있어요. Okay. That's from a BTS song. Which part? I missed something. Is June, my son, back at school yet? No. He can, if we want, we could send him to his kindergarten. They're doing they are open, but not everybody is sending their kids to school yet because the government is saying that maybe it's safer, or it is definitely going to be safer if the kids stay at home. So unless it's absolutely necessary, have your kids stay at home. So we are having our kids stay at home as well. And my son is very happy that he's staying at home. So he's having too much fun at home. All right. Okay, let me introduce this word and these two phrases before I move on to some other questions. All right, 필기. 필기 is another great 하다 verb. So 필기하다 is to take notes. Speaking of notes, after this live session is over, I will also put all the stuff that I typed on the screen right here in the description of this video after the saved video is uploaded and processed, so you can see and review 복습 later. Okay? 필기 is to write things down in a notebook or to take lesson notes. Okay? 여러분 지금 필기하고 있어요? 필기? 네, 필기하고 있죠? That's great. All right, cool. So these two phrases, they mean the same thing. I wanted to introduce this because a lot of people say this and pretty much every one of us can relate to these sentences. What they mean is, I learned it in school, but I forgot all of it. So you can say this about your Spanish, your French, your Chinese, or even your Korean, your mathematics, history, or anything like that. So 학교 다닐 때 배웠는데 다 잊어버렸어요. Or 학교 다닐 때 배웠는데 하나도 기억이 안 나요. So if you're still young enough to remember everything, everything that you learned in school. That's good for you, but the time will come when you are old enough and when you can say, I forgot everything. I learned it in school, but it was a long time ago. Okay, so let's practice together. 학교 다닐 때 다니다, you know 학교 is school. 다니다 is to go somewhere regularly, go back and forth, or to attend. 학교 다니다, 다닐 때, even though it looks like future tense because of real, when you say 학교 다닐 때, it's in the past tense. When I used to go to school, 배웠는데, I learned it, but 다, all, you can say 전부, to, 전부, 다 잊어버렸어요. I forgot all of it. Sophia, you forgot things that you did last year. Me too. I often forget what I ate for dinner the previous day, and I often get in trouble with my wife. Yes. So, 학교 다닐 때 배웠는데 다 잊어버렸어요. Let me read it one more time. 학교 다닐 때 배웠는데 다 잊어버렸어요. 학교 다닐 때 배웠는데 하나도 기억이 안 나요. 하나도. 기억 is memory. Okay. 나다 is to usually come out. 기억이 나다, memory comes out, from your brain to maybe, outside so that you can say what you remember, or you can write down, you can express your thoughts, but 기억이 나다 is to remember. 기억이 안 나요. I don't remember. Right? So 기억이 안 나요. I don't remember, but not even one piece of information I don't remember. So 학교 다닐 때 배웠는데 하나도 기억이 안 나요. I don't remember anything about it, even though I learned it in school. Okay. Some questions. How do you say I can relate to that? You can say, well, there are many things you can say, but what's the best phrase to introduce here? 무슨 말인지 잘 알아요. 무슨 말인지 잘 알아요. I know well 무슨 말인지, what it means, what it's about. 무슨 말인지 잘 알아요. 공감이 많이 돼요. It's a less casual phrase, but you can say this safely. 공감 is sympathy when you are feeling the same thing. 공감이 많이 돼요. I can relate a lot. 공감이 많이 돼요. Okay? Or casually you can say 인정. You can text this to 인정. Yeah. All right. Oh yeah, 그 마음 알아요. I know how that feels. 마음 is heart or feeling, emotion. 그 마음 알아요. And then I saw another one. 넌미소누. How do you improve your Korean listening comprehension? I did answer this before, as some of you already or still remember. In order to improve your Korean listening comprehension, you need to work on your pronunciation. There are only two reasons that when you listen to something, you don't understand, for two reasons only. One, you don't know the word. Two, you don't know the actual pronunciation of the word. Just practice your pronunciation and listening will come automatically. I guarantee. If your pronunciation is really good, like good enough, you don't have to spend time trying to do a lot of listening drills. You only listen to stuff for additional information, for additional vocabulary. You understand 95% of the context, and there are some new words here and there. You figure it out, you look it up. That's all going to help you, but you don't have to listen to something over and over again if you don't understand more than like 80% or 90% of it. It can be often a waste of your time. Okay. Memorize vocabulary. two words that you can say about vocabulary are 단어 and 어휘. 단어 is word. 어휘 is vocabulary. So apparently, of course, the word 어휘, keeps popping up here and there when you are looking at language materials, language learning materials, 어휘. I think we have the word 어휘 used in many of our books, and that's because it's just a translation for vocabulary. But in everyday conversations, you use 단어, 영어 단어, English words, 한국어 단어, Korean words, 스페인어 단어, okay? And memorize is 외우다, 외우다, 외워요. I memorize. 외우고 있어요. I am memorizing. 외웠어요. I memorized. When you want to say I can't memorize them or they are not memorized, like they don't stay in your memory, you can say 안 외워져요. I can't seem to, or I can't memorize it. 외워지다 originally means to be memorized, but it's one usage of this 지 suffix. It's passive, but it also means possibility, or possibility. So you don't have the capability to memorize something. So whenever something is like always escaping your memory, you can say 안 외워져요. My phone number 안 외워져요. 이 단어 정말 안 외워져요. Okay? All right. I see this repeated comment. Stop eating dogs and cats. Well, a very common misconception about Korea. Not everybody eats dogs and cats. It's just a reminder for you guys. I'm sure many of you already know. I didn't want to just let it pass. Okay, so 기억하다 and 외우다. 기억하다 is to remember, 외우다 is memorize. 기억하다, remember, 외우다, memorize. So 기억하고 있었어요. I remembered it. Like somebody's birthday, an important plan or a schedule. 기억하고 있었어요. 기억하고, I remembered it. Like 외우다 is like you're trying to memorize a certain piece of data. Okay. 암기하다. 암기하다 is also to memorize, but it sounds more like a drill, more like a training session usually. So often you see 단어 암기 too, like 단어 암기 app, but 외우다, I would say 기억하다 is the lightest, and 기억하다, 외우다, 암기하다. So 기억하다 is when this can happen naturally, like you saw somebody's phone number many times and you just remember it naturally, it just happened. 외우다 is you memorized it because you need it. 암기하다, it feels like you are memorizing 100 phone numbers in 1 hour or something like that. So this is more hardcore, more like laborious, but 외우다 is somewhere in between. Okay? Yeah, there's a popular app called Anki, right? ANKI, for flashcards and making flashcards. So it comes from that, 암기. In Japanese, they pronounce it as Anki, so that's why, I think. Rewa, is there no hyphen in Korean? Usually, no. You could use hyphens inside of words, but you don't really need to. Hyphenation is not common in the Korean language. Instead of hyphens, we use the vowel 으. We often type 으, like 오늘 내용. Like 내용. I'm gonna use this word again. Today's topic, content, or what I'm covering today. Like 오늘 내용, 한국어. I could say this, or 오늘 내용, 한국어. Something like that. So people use the vowel 으 as a long hyphen because I think, yeah, this is too short in many people's standard. So people often use this like that. And if you have a Korean keyboard, I'm sure you do, type this one in on YouTube. You will see many Korean videos using this as a replacement for the hyphen. Okay, so let me answer some questions really quickly, or before I do that, let me recap what we talked about today. Initially I wanted to introduce the word 복습, reviewing something, and in order to say that you are reviewing something that you learned today, you need to know how to say what I learned today. So that's why I started by introducing 오늘 배운 내용, 오늘 배운 것, what I learned today. And I spent quite a bit of time explaining 내용. 내용 is basically the topic, the content of a story, book, movie, drama, a class, 내용. And when you want to say the contents of a package, you use the word 내용물, 내용물. And you can change 오늘 배운 내용 to 오늘 배운 것. So next time you post something on Instagram, by the way, if you are not following us on Instagram or Twitter, we are at TTMIK, TTMIK for Talk to Me in Korean. So you can use this 오늘 배운 내용. You can type more stuff below that title. And I talked about some examples of 내용. All this is going to be in the description for this video after it is saved. And I also introduced some phrases for I'm sweating because of all the lights around me and the room itself is hot. And I introduced some 하다 verbs regarding learning, 공부하다, to study, 복습하다, to review, 예습하다, to study in advance, 연습하다, to practice, 자습하다, to study on your own, 독학하다, to study on your own. I talked about the differences between these two words. 독학 is you learn on your own without attending a formal class, and 자습 is when you are in school and you are not being taught anything for the given time. Juan Marin, thanks for the super chat comment. Your question is it common to not put spaces between words when texting in Korean, and is it very difficult to distinguish words in those instances? Yes and no. So, is it common to not put spaces between words? I think I will answer this question and pick one more question to answer before we wrap it up, okay? All right. I appreciate it when you guys tell me that there's a super chat comment that I missed. Thank you for the reminder. So, imagine this is a text message, okay? Let me show you some examples. 오늘 집에 몇 시에 올 거야? So somebody can say 오늘 집에 몇 시에 올 거야? What time are you coming home today? Instead of putting the space here, 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 in textbooks, in formal writing, in just pretty much anywhere, you need to put spaces here and there, like between words. But in a text message, the text message is only going to be seen by one other person or one person, the recipient of the text message. As long as that person understands what you're saying, does it really matter if the spelling or the spacing is correct or not? Maybe not so much. So that's why people just often choose speed over accuracy. So 오늘 집에 몇 시에 올 거야? And do you have any trouble reading and understanding this sentence? Not really, because there's no word that goes like 늘집. There's no word like this in Korean. 애몇. There's no word like this in Korean. 애월 doesn't exist in Korean. So any native speaker or an advanced Korean speaker would know that there's no chance for, no room for misunderstanding. So 오늘 집에 몇 시에 올까요? Super common, very, very common. So yeah, that's the answer. It is very common, but it's very easy to distinguish the individual words. Okay. Minjun, you experienced this and it's kind of okay? All right. All right, this is the last question that I want to answer in this session. Shadow Knight 82. 수업을 보고 있어요. Can it be used instead of 수업을 듣고 있어요? You're taking a class. You're watching this live class. This is more natural than 수업을 보고 있어요. Yeah, you can't say this. You can't say 수업을 보다 unless you are a spectator outside of a classroom watching how well the teacher is doing of your child. So don't say this. But if it's more video specific, like YouTube 생방송 보고 있어요. 생방송 is live broadcast. 유튜브 생방송 보고 있어요. If you're just watching this without participating, maybe you can say 보고 있어요. But when you feel like you're a student that's, partaking in this class, you always need to say 듣다. 수업을 듣고 있어요. This is actually the same thing that I experienced when I was learning English, because we say, these are just idiomatic usages, right? 시험 보다, 시험 봤어요. In Korean, you say you took the test as 시험 봤어요. 보다 means to see, to look. If you were to walk into a classroom and actually just looked at your test paper without solving the questions on it, if you just look at it and leave, it's a big problem. But in Korean, we say 보다 for taking the test. You actually solve the questions, right? Yeah, 시험 봤어요. So when I wanted to express this for the first time in English, like I said, I saw my test. I think that's the first sentence I actually composed, but it was wrong, obviously. And I looked at my test. I did my test. That sort of works, but I realized later on that it's take. These are just idiomatic pairs, and the same is applied to 수업 and 듣다. Yep. Rodrigo, yes, I think every learner is often traumatized by these differences. Things that you expect to work in the target language and they just don't work. All right. So that's it. I'm going to now wrap up the session. It's over an hour now. And I'm going to actually put everything that I wrote here on the screen into the video description down below, and I will also add the necessary timestamps for your 복습 later. 다음에 복습하실 수 있게 코멘트에도 timestamp 넣어놓겠습니다. And if you can, catch me again tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. Korean Standard Time. Please do. And please tell your friends about these live classes. And I will see you tomorrow. 감사합니다. Bye bye. Thanks for joining.